What's up guys, Marco here back with another e-commerce video, and today I want to talk about a very tactical and specific topic, and this is pop-ups. So this video today won't take that long because actually there is not that much to talk about pop-ups, but I see so many people using them the wrong way. So many people have no idea how to properly use them. They use them all over the place. I see all kind of different things that don't make too much sense. So in this very quick tactical video, I want to give you an overview of the different pop-ups that you can use, my opinion on them, whether I use them or not, and also what I believe are the best ways to use them. So let's start with the first pop-up type, and this is the famous like landing page or landing pop-up that comes up pretty much right away when someone enters your page. So as soon as the code loads, the code for the pop-up loads, the pop-up will be triggered. And this is probably the worst pop-up that you can use on your page because it will massively make the user experience much worse. So if you go to a page and like within 2 seconds you get a pop-up saying, hey, sign up for our newsletter, think about it. Why would you sign up for a newsletter of a page that you don't even know, right? Even if it's a discount coupon, people don't know yet if you have a product that they like, so why would they give you their email address in return for a $5 coupon that they may never use because your products are just garbage? So this is something that you should consider right away. I never use them. Like, there isn't a single situation I can really think of where this makes a lot of sense. Probably if you have like a running right now and you are giving like 10 products away or something like this, then eventually it can make sense because there is nothing that they have to buy. They can just, you know, jump on it right away, and people like free stuff. So this may be really the only way it makes sense. But if you want to just push a coupon or an email sign up, something like that, stay away from it. It will just hurt your sales and increase your bounce rate and all that stuff. The second type is actually way more useful, and this is an exit intent pop-up, right? So you see that when someone hovers over the X of the browser, it doesn't work on mobile, by the way, you can trigger a pop-up, and the most useful one here that I found is a little like discount that you give people. So for us, when we used these exit intent pop-ups on high ticket items, for example, we were able to regain a lot of these visitors and turn them into sales. So imagine someone has to pay like $300 for a product, then they're about to leave, and they are, you know, obviously it doesn't work with all people. It has to be someone who was already thinking about buying your product, and if they are about to leave for whatever reason, like probably it was a little too expensive, probably they just, you know, didn't like the product that much, or they didn't like it enough to buy it right now. But when you tell them, hey, you know what, here is a $20 coupon or $30 coupon, depending on your product price, this can be higher of course, and the higher this coupon is, the more likely they will use it right away and actually buy the product right now. You can even improve that if you tell people something like, hey, this coupon will be valid for the next 12 hours or something like that, or you ask them for the email on exit intent and then you send them the coupon later on. This also makes a lot of sense. In general, the best way I like to do it is, you know, I trigger the exit intent pop-up, they give me their email address, and they get access to the coupon code right away without having to go back, without them having to go back into their email, because that way they can stick right on my page and they can use the coupon, and technically they can check out right away. The app that I recommend to use for this whole thing is Privy. It's one of the largest Shopify apps out there. They have like way over 10,000 reviews, I think, and this is a really awesome app. Even the free version is very powerful, but if you have the paid version, you can do even more pretty cool stuff with it. So I recommend that you absolutely check that out. We have a third pop-up in this like sales generating and coupon type of pop-up style, and this is a, for example, 30-second pop-up that comes up if they spend that much time on your site, or alternatively a pop-up that comes up once a visitor browses to or scrolls through a certain point to your page, right? So this means if someone, for example, reads your whole product description and scrolls all the way down, then this pop-up will trigger, telling them something like, you know, either you can give them a discount again, or you tell them something like, didn't find what you were looking for, try this and this product out, or something like that. You can also, instead of having an actual email sign up pop-up here, you can also use a chat bot. So you can use, for example, the Tidio chat, and once someone enters a certain page, let's say your best-selling product, and spends 10 seconds on that page, you will then trigger a little messenger pop-up saying, hey, have any question about that particular product, and then list a certain FAQ on that thing. So if you want to see that in action, I actually have one of these in my course page, so the eComPPCacademy.com. If you go to that page, you will see that after a certain time there will be a little pop-up giving you some FAQ items like, you know, how quickly can you see results, and is this course for beginners or only for advanced people, all that stuff. This is something that I also do in e-commerce stores and that you should consider too, because it's really, really powerful. Sometimes people don't read the entire description, and if you can point the most important things out in the chat already with like a little FAQ, you will see that many people will actually use it, and most likely your conversion rate will increase as well. And now I want to talk about a different type of pop-up, and this is the famous or infamous actually sales pop and sales notification and all that kind of stuff, right? Where you see like Sally from New York bought whatever product you have in your store, and John brought this pair of socks and whatever. And this is something that has been super hot when like drop shipping and all that stuff really took off a few years ago, and everyone was using them back then, and in fact many people still do it, but I personally see that they don't really have a big impact on sales. So of course, you know, it depends on the individual case, but we ran several experiments on different stores and different clients too, where we had a look at, okay, how do these things actually increase or decrease sales, right? So how do they affect sales? And this is something that you can only test when you have somewhat stable sales volume, and also when you have like a big enough sales volume that you can get some statistically significant results. And almost always we did not see any type of correlation at all. So sure, sometimes it may affect your sales and give you that social proof, and sometimes it may depend on your product and how you present this whole thing, and whether your store sounds professional and you know you actually have a trustworthy store. Then this can give you a further little improvement in conversion rates, but for the most part I don't see a big benefit of these things. So first of all, they slow your website down a little bit. Second, especially if you use them on mobile, they massively reduce the usability because they take, you know, some screen space. And third, well, especially if you combine this with other stuff, it makes your store more and more spammy. You know, whenever something is coming up and floating around and all that kind of stuff, is not really a best practice for usability and these kind of things. So this is why I don't recommend these type of notifications. They were useful when people were not, you know, used to that yet, but now you have that on every store. People spend or pay less and less attention to these little things, and I also think that many people know that many businesses actually fake these things. So this is why I believe that they definitely have less of an impact than they used to have, especially, or at least in the B2C business space where you sell to consumers and you just tell them like some anonymous person from wherever bought some random product. So this being said, I want to talk a little bit about like when you should use all these kind of coupons and pop-ups and all that stuff in general. And I would say that it makes the most sense if you really thought about it, why you want to use that in the first place. So what I see is people are like, okay, I want to increase my conversion, so I will just use these random apps, right? I will use these random pop-ups and these random sales notifications and all that stuff because I was told they increase my sales. Well, in fact, you should think about your individual case. So do you have products that are fairly complicated, right? If you have products that require some sort of explanation, whether it's technical or maybe you sell some health related products or something like that, chances are that one of these FAQ type of bots that I just talked about make a lot of sense. So I give you the example of my course where you can see one of these in action. Obviously a course with like 16 hours of video content is something more complex than let's say a pair of socks or something like that, right? So here an FAQ and a chatbot asking or giving you specific answers is way more suitable than if you sell like one of these generic type of products. And this is why in these cases I wouldn't use that chatbot. So you always have to look at the individual case. Same goes for sales pop. It won't increase your conversions unless you really thought about it. Maybe you add some little like gimmick to it. Maybe you make it sound sound a little bit fun or something like that, if you use exit intent pop-ups, make sure that you design them pretty well. If you just make like a white thing coming up, hey, get 10% off and that's it, and you know it looks spammy or something like that, it definitely doesn't capture the attention that you want. So ideally you also tailor that pop-up to your store. You make it like fun or looking cool or some well-designed stuff on there. And this will actually capture people's attention and make them way more likely to give you their email address in order to get that coupon. So you always have to see it in context. You always have to think about why you're using that right now, whether it makes sense for you. And if it does, you know, some of these things just make sense for most businesses. Like exit intent in general makes sense most of the time, especially if you use high ticket stuff. But in general, think about your case, think about how you can get the most out of it right now, whether it's through some customization and something like that. But that way you will definitely be able to get the most out of these things without just like wasting your time or eventually even money if you pay for these apps without seeing a real benefit. Because especially in the beginning, when you don't get conversions or very few, it's hard to tell whether they made a positive or negative impact or whether they had an impact at all. So this being said, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little video, this little lesson on pop-ups. I know it's probably not the most exciting topic, but I see so many people using them the wrong way. I just thought that I give my opinion on them. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment and a like below and let me know how you are currently using pop-ups. So do you use them actively? Do you use all the ones that I described in this video? Or is there something else that you want to know about them that you are not aware of right now? Let me know in the comments, would be very interesting to know. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more e-commerce content very, very soon. And now I'm looking forward to see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.